All right, maybe you'll hear the drum in the background, but that means very dedicated students practicing, and I really appreciate practice. But the topic at hand is consecutive fifths and the error inherent using them in your music. So this is page 36, Master Your Theory, Purple Book, Level 3. Avoid consecutive fifths between the same two voices when moving from one chord to the next. These occur when two voices singing a fifth in one chord move up or down to another fifth in the next chord. Example here. You can see there's a perfect fifth in the dominant and then a perfect fifth in the tonic. So you've got the chord GD. That's a bit, no, don't do that. It sounds pleasant enough, but it's technically wrong. You don't want to have consecutive fifths. That works okay. I've written out here, you can see what I've written. B, C, I didn't write it, I just sent a little arrow, that's the leading note. C is the main note, C, G, E, that's what's been given. G, E, a minor third jump down. And these are perfect fifth, which is not okay. We do not abide consecutive fifths, nor do we abide consecutive octaves shared between parts. So now we can see both. Change the positioning so it doesn't drop my laptop. Okay. Now you can see here, you need to change it. You need to do a bit of fiddling around and figuring it, make it. If you just, that won't work. You need the major third. C, the key of C, which is the tonic, has chord spelt with the chord C, E, G, and in this case, there's the major third of C chord, and there's the major third of G chord. So C's common, it can be upper tonic or regular tonic. In this one, even though it does sound just fine, you don't really want that consecutive fifth going on in the between the bass tenor. You want to have something different. I figured that you can have a big gap right here, the big gap between bass and tenor. That's fine. And G in the alto stays the same. And then it works. There's no consecutive notes there. So that's the first one. Make sure you don't have consecutive jumps. By the same token, don't have part swapping. So this just happens to break that rule as well. The tenor jumps down to the same level as the bass. So you don't want to have part swapping. Now in example 2, what's wrong with this one? You've got G, C. It says, in the second cadence, there's a fifth between soprano and bass in both chords. Even though the soprano and bass are really an octave and a fifth apart in both chords, it still counts as a consecutive fifth and is not allowed. So they're basically the building blocks. The 1, 3, 5. You don't want to have consecutive notes, whether it's tonic, median, or dominant. Let's have a look. G, B, G, D. So soprano, bass. That's basically what we had originally, but separated by an octave. And that's still not okay. This note and going that one note. This one sounds a bit worse. Doesn't sound smooth. What I've changed it, if you can see it here, I'll move it a bit closer. D, B, G, B, C, C, G, B, C, C. And in the alto and soprano, when you put it together, there's no consecutive movements. But it strikes out in that you don't have, well, no, you do, everything works. You've got the G there, that's the fifth, and you've got the third there. The leading note is in the tenor in this example. The end, the end. So the leading note's typically in the soprano, but this one's got a different note. And let's wrap that. The takeaway from this little lesson is that don't let consecutive fifths occur, or even consecutive. You got to figure out a way to make it not have any consecutive fifths, as I did. And in this one, which was wrong, he came. Sounds much nicer.